Cool. So this is episode 2 of Play It By Ear Radio. We got my boy Huey Briss, first guest on the show. We're obviously at the Slow Jamz Gallery. Thank you to Elwood, Nico, the whole team. And you know, today's the release of your album Flowers Before the Grave. So congrats, bro. How you feeling?
Feel happy. Like I told you off camera, I feel like I just took a shit, and now like I could go play basketball with the homies.
You got a shit before hooping, for sure.
And before shows, I be having a shit too. That should be fucking me up.
Absolutely.
Good God.
It's a good feeling.
I wiped.
So first congrats, and second, I just want to thank you for believing in me and the vision of what we're doing. We Play It By Ear. We're not that big of a brand, but you know, back in December you headlined our show, and you believed in us and the vision that we were trying to create. And then, you know, ever since then you've been reaching back out just to check in on me, and then I told you I was going to do this radio show, and you were immediately like super supportive, and which leads us to this moment right now. So yeah, I just want to show love. I didn't think I was gonna have to do like an interview on episode 2, honestly, but you know, I feel like you know, our conversations just made me want to push myself to get out of my comfort zone, and so I appreciate you for that.
I appreciate you, man. Think about your boy, man.
Yes, sir. So the album just released, and could you tell us a little bit more about like where your head's at with this project in particular? What does it mean to you, and do you feel any different type of pressure with this one as opposed to your other projects that you've done before?
Hell yeah, I had hella pressure because I didn't have the same team. I really had to rely on myself with a lot of this shit. So I had to pull from like real inspiration because I didn't have no yes men around me.
Yeah.
People are really telling me like dig deeper, do shit like that. My headspace, this is like a confidence pill for me. This album, I want people to play like outside and feel good about themselves. And like, I'm so used to making rapidy rap, self-reflection, introspective type rap that I kind of wanted to pop my shit a little bit and like let people know like I could still do that kind of flows, but like on better feeling beats. And
right.
Like, I was very mindful of the energy I was giving off with this project.
Right. That's what I was gonna say too. Like the beats clearly like have a feel good vibe to them. You know, and honestly, like I've always felt like your beat selection was in that space in general, but I could tell like it's not that it's less introspective, because you definitely get in some personal things on the album, but you know, it feels like the energy feels more feel good and representative of who you are too. Like
that was always my biggest thing. Like I feel like a trouble for a lot of artists is trying to like put their like real personality into the music, because you'll run into like a lot of these like rap dudes and they're hella cool and hella funny and super like just chill, and then you listen to their music and it's like, wow, I wish he could put that side of him into that. Yeah. And it's like that was what the challenge was for this. Like, and I just put myself on the cross for like a lot of the up and coming artists. Like I zoned in on my fan base and I noticed a lot of them are up and coming rappers and musicians themselves.
Right.
Like 90%.
Right.
So like me telling them that they could do it, showing them by example, that was like super important for this. Like even the title, Flowers Before the Grave, it's like, who gives themselves flowers before they die? Like, you know what I mean? Like themselves, like how many times have you went and bought yourself some flowers? Like,
right, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So this was me like giving them that.
Right.
So when you listen to it, you could be like, you could just take me out and put yourself in it as a template. I'm just like a template. Like you find out what's your favorite card, your favorite goals, what you want to do through me.
Right. Yeah, so I want to talk about your taste and some of the things that inspire you. I know you love the OJs, but you also sample Prince on the album twice.
Yeah.
So can you speak to his influence on you and just in general, like the things that inspire you?
I feel like Prince was just very cut and dry with the media.
Right.
And that's kind of how I want to be. I was very like particular with the interviews I do. I was very particular with like the image that the people represent that I'm doing the interview with, because when I watch Prince interviews and I listen to his music, he wasn't bullshitting with them. Like the message was clear. Yeah. It was cold, and that's really how I am, because I do the music from the heart so intentionally that when I'm talking about it or doing media shit and it's like, y'all don't get it. Like motherfuckers wasn't where we was from. Motherfuckers wasn't they didn't have the same struggle we had.
Yeah.
So it's like when I'm explaining, it feels like I'm selling myself to them.
Right.
So I use Prince as like
He didn't care.
the voice for me on that
Right.
album. Like I didn't want to be like, fuck the media anymore. Like, you know what? I'll just put
Yeah, absolutely.
these sound bites of him talking, and hopefully his estate doesn't sue me.
Let's hope not. But yeah, I agree completely. Like, I think like music comes first, obviously, as an artist. So like, it's important to just kind of zone out from all the other bullshit like that's going on, and that you could get caught up with, especially like with the world we live in. You know,
Fuck
like
yeah.
there's so much like noise.
And aside from that, it's like the people really don't care. Like
Yeah.
they watch one good interview of you,
Right.
get the gist,
They
move
rock
on.
with you. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We might watch a few more just to see if he's gonna say something we didn't know in this one. But
Right.
I'm not an interview press tour artist. Like I'm hard ticket sales. I'm fan base. I want to touch my fans.
Absolutely.
I could give a fuck about if they feel me through an interview. Like I want y'all to come to a show
Yeah.
and feel me and touch me and understand what the fuck I got going on.
Right. Absolutely.
But I do understand how important interviews are for, like, you know, I got homies in jail who like got the good time. They just sit up and watch interviews and fall in love with artists through that. So I try to be as genuine as possible through these interviews so that motherfuckers will kind of like correlate the music to
Yeah,
who I am and kind of have
100%.
like, it's no blurred lines. Like
Right.
I'm just me.
Right. On that note, you rep Long Beach heavily, obviously. Can you tell me a little bit more about growing up and how that affects how you approach music?
We grew up fast in Long Beach. You know, it was like every temptation you wanted was like on a platter in front of you.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course I chose the bad routes. So it kind of grew me up really fast. But if you're not looking for anything like of that direct, if you want to play sports, if you want to do anything, like Long Beach got it for you. But me personally, like the route I chose was pretty badass. I wouldn't suggest that route for any other young kid.
Yeah.
But growing up in Long Beach, it affected my music because it kind of made me like cynical in a way because everything is so like dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we
Yeah.
fool people with the palm trees and the fun, but it's like it's pretty dark over there, and it's not fun for like the young black kids over there. So like it's hard if you like young and black or any minority, but really if you a nigga over there, they gonna kill you if you gangbang.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time too, like it adds to your like who you are as an artist too. And
It made my raps way better, and I could relate. Like,
Right.
you know, I dropped out of school in 9th grade, and Long Beach is like known for good schooling. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like
I didn't know that.
It's not like a bad academic.
Right.
Like, you
Yeah,
know, motherfuckers
yeah.
are smart as shit over there. So it's
Right.
like the fact that I dropped out so early was like drawing a line in the sand, which made my music more thorough because like it's a lot of now that school isn't a thing anymore. Like,
yeah.
you know, I got
People aren't
I got a
caring.
lot more like substance to talk about because I had all those years that I wasn't in school
Right.
to like figure out Long Beach for real. Because a lot
Yeah.
of people don't know Long Beach. They was really in the house or at school or like
Right.
you don't know the city like me.
Right. Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I took more L's in that city than people would ever imagine.
Right. And that's important too.
I took a lot of L's. I was up some days but down most.
Right.
So it made my music fire because I don't know how to flex anymore. This is my first album where I was like flexing and shit.
Right.
You know, like we never learned that. Niggas get robbed. You
Right.
do that shit in Long Beach. You try to flex up your new this. Boy.
I watched the Tyler the Creator Rap Caviar documentary last night, and he was
Shout
like,
out T.
yeah, exactly, and he was talking about how like in hip hop, like flexing is more about like what you give a fuck about versus like, you know, back in early 2000s, like they all flex about the same shit, you know, cars, you know, money, women, but now it's like what took T so far is that he just flex about the shit that he gives a fuck about, you know what I mean? And I think that that's what's cool about hip hop and rap right now in general, and music is like it can be so personal and still connect with so many people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's like if you think like walking your dog is dope and you
Exactly.
rap about it,
Stunts about
cool
it, yeah,
enough,
exactly.
I'm gonna start walking my dogs too, man. That's hip hop.
Exactly.
I'm following the wave, not the
100%. So you mentioned in the album like the playing field has been leveled now.
Oh boy.
Could you talk about that? Like what do you mean by that?
Some factors. I feel like after COVID, like people's attention spans are less even less than what they were before, and I feel like they want even more realer, rawer things.
Yeah.
So if you like a big budget artist, like you kind of got to put some thought behind what you're doing now, baby. It's not the same. Like you can't just come with like that whatever warehouse video. Like the playing field is level now. The same artist that could do this could do that.
Yeah.
We could hire the same people, outsource the same like resources. It's not like a payola based industry that much anymore. It's more like if you know him and you cool with him, like you could get it cracking. So for artists like me who independent, you know, I don't got a manager or an agent or a label or anything.
Right.
So it's like when I put out an album and say a Snoop Dogg posts it,
right,
I get the same recognition as an artist who signed that deal.
Yeah.
Because they would have probably had to pay for Snoop to post it.
Right.
And got the same love, but it would have came a little bit at a more of a price. So the level playing field is perfect now. Snoop could post my shit on Instagram, 20 million people could see it, maybe 10% of that. You know what I mean? And it's like, wow, I got the same exposure as if I would have had a PR.
Right.
Is what I try to tell people. Like a lot of people give me suggestions on what they think I should do in my career, but they don't have the same bullets in their chamber as me.
No, for sure.
People don't know like the little secret nuances, the little things I did for people that they remember, and when time comes, when they see I need help, they come out and push. So I feel like that playing field is so easily leveled now, because if you do a favor, if like I just met him, the cameraman, I do a favor for him, he do a video for so-and-so, and now he's like, Briss, I need you to, I'm doing films now, Briss, I want you to do an extra in this film. Absolutely. Oh, boom, now you met him, now he introduced you to the director thinks you're funny, you're an actor now, Briss, because you did a fucking interview with, the playing field is so, back in the day it was like, it had to be some type of contract in place, finder's fee. No, get the fuck out of here, you pussy bitch. We are doing shit off the love, and if you fuck with me for real, like,
for sure. And it speaks more to you as like a person too. Like
I didn't mean to call you cameraman. I forgot your name. I apologize. You're bigger than a camera.
But yeah, I think it speaks more to like who you are as a person too, and like, you know, like the effort that you put into the work that you do. And
for sure.
And I totally feel that, because we all go through, you know, our own navigating in our own way. But so, as I mentioned before, you headlined the Play It By Ear show back in December, and after that, like, so many people came up to me just raving about like your stage presence, and it was just so effortless, like the way you rocked the room and shit. But can you explain your mindset when it comes to your live sets and performing? Like, where does that confidence come from, and have you always been like that charismatic and able to like navigate rooms like that?
Fuck yeah. My first shows, I didn't even have lyrics on them. I used to go rap to DJ Quick instrumentals and freestyle. Right. But I used to sell tickets. Right. Like really on a set bill. What is this motherfucker's about to basically go up there with nothing? They used to be like, send your set list. I used to be like, all right, send YouTube links. So I used to rap on motherfucking random shit. So like when it comes to shows, it's like, bro, that's just me talking to the people. Like I really like, the best advice I could give to people is like, don't ever stop like grabbing the remote and rapping in the mirror when no one's around. Like that shit builds character. You know what I'm saying? That builds who you are. Natural little things you do that you don't even realize you do. That's why it seems effortless, because I was that kid in the mirror, like watching Rap City, The Basement, right after Cameron's verse will go off, I go in the mirror and like recite it. Like I'm hip hop, bro. So it's like when I do shows, if it's 30 people, if it was just us in the room right now,
you go crazy.
Motherfuckers would be fans, bro. So it's like, I do that for me. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like confidence is like, what are you doing when no one's around? Are you still that same? It's like, you ever watched a comedy with a group of, like a comedy special with a lot of people and been laughing, but then watched one by yourself, the same one, and didn't laugh? You weren't watching it for you. Right. That's why you didn't watch it when you were by yourself. You want to laugh with people. Right. Like, I'm still laughing by myself. I'm kind of crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm still clapping in a room with nobody there, because when I do shows and when I finally get to Staples Center and do all that, it's going to seem even more effortless, because we was ready. We did the Play It By Ears. We did the open mics. We did all this shit. So it's like, I'm not about to go up there and embarrass myself.
Yeah, 100%.
We gonna really have fun and engage with the crowd. It's really just like church when you're doing a show. Like, you the pastor. Right. Your word, you speaking the word, and if you speaking it good enough and enticing enough, then the crowd you might even have people passing out and shit. For real.
I'd love to see that.
If a motherfucker pass out because of me, though, I'll pass out with him. I'll be like, what happened?
No,
No, officer, I went there, we both fell.
No, but like it definitely feels like you care about connecting with the crowd, and it's important, like, you know, you engage with the crowd and the audience, and I think that's like what separates a good performer from a bad one is just, you know, like, are they actually like paying attention, you know, and reading the room, and you do an amazing job at that. So
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So the essence of Play It By Ear is, you know, highlighting the fact, like you said, that a lot of things are shared experiences. You know, you listen to something by yourself, and it hits way different in a different context with certain people, whether that's music or art, stand up, like you said, like in general. And I think that's kind of like what I care about pushing with Play It By Ear, is this idea that, like, bro, you can't absorb art in a silo, you know, by yourself in a vacuum. You have to do it with people. And so can you tell me about a song or artist or just experiences that you've had where, like, you thought a song or something was trash, like, by yourself, and then with a certain crowd or a certain room, like, you completely 180 that perspective?
So many.
I bet. And that's the whole point of us doing this.
Specific artists, they're probably like singers though. Like, there was a lot of, like, even like, there was a lot of singers that I had to like hear out of. Like, I could even remember, this is a wild card, but I could even remember when I was younger and my mom played Keisha Cole for me.
Oh shit.
Like, and I was like, damn, she's really sad. Like,
Your mom or Keisha Cole?
My mom and Keisha Cole, both of them. Some
right.
sad women, man. But I didn't like it at first. Like, I didn't like her singing. Like, she had a song with Kanye West. I think it was, I forgot her first song. My mom played me the song. It was a Kanye West produced song, though. And I didn't really fuck with it like that. I didn't really get it until I seen a group of women fellowshipping to this woman's music. And I'm like, oh, this is hitting a little different for me right now. Like, is she about to cry? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Relax, guys. But it's like, mostly singers. A lot of rappers I think are garbage when I'm by myself or when I'm with people.
Right.
So 90% of y'all I really don't like. But singers,
that's fair.
If I hear a singer like in public or like with people, like, that should make me like, okay. But it's nothing you rappers could do to really make me like y'all.
So the Keisha Cole thing though, like, that
For
completely switched up.
That
like,
fucked me up. Then I start fucking with her. I was like, wow, this woman is dope. But like, my mom was so honored, like, to the point where like, I was just like, I didn't see it. I was young too, like very young. So I didn't really see it until like my aunties is all like raving about her.
Yeah.
Definitely shit like that.
Word. Well, in wrapping up, like, obviously
Mariah Carey too.
Mariah Carey's another one. You didn't get Mariah Carey like off first listen, no?
I was too young.
Even like the radio joints, like,
I thought she was screaming.
Right. The high pitched.
Yeah, I was like, what's up,
stuff.
bro? Then I started seeing it, and I seen it in public. And I was like, oh, this is dope. I think I was like at a barbecue or something, and then I was like, all right, this bitch is dope.
It's like a lot of female like
singers.
Centric,
It's because when you grow up in a house of all women, like the amount of singing sad songs you hear is crazy.
Right.
So like, I need to see it for real.
Right.
Like, are y'all all this sad, or is it just my mama? When I see all y'all sad, it's like,
changes the perspective on it. Yeah. So wrapping up, like I said, obviously music is your bread and butter, but I know you're tapped in a whole bunch of other shit. Got matching shoes today. You know, obviously you're into
these the bricks and woods.
The bricks and wood joints, nice. You know, I just want to talk about, you know, what are some of your other favorite things right now? It could be brands, music, clothes. Like, what's your favorite shit that you're on right now?
That's a good question. I don't even know what I'm on right now. I'm just living it so crazy. Like, I'm into making my own clothes right now. Just like putting the graphics on the shirts. Like, just trying to build the site. Oh, that's what I'm really on. I'm trying to build my website.
Yeah.
Like, I want my website to be like a store. Like, I want people to go on my site and be like, okay, I know I'm gonna get this item in like a week, and like build it up, warehouse, fulfilling, and you know, I'm really into like building online like retail or whatever.
Yeah, and like the experience with it.
I love that. Like if I could get it to a point where like I could sell a shirt for a certain price, a warehouse fucking takes a percentage, ships the shit out, they get it in a day.
Yeah.
Like that's my goal. Like
Right.
if I could pitch get it in one day,
Yeah.
like buy it and you'll get guaranteed one day.
Like Amazon.
I will be like, I would be balling. I would sell shirts for fucking $20. I would
Right.
just be like, shit, whatever price, cause y'all gonna buy it. Y'all gonna what?
Yeah.
Party this Friday. Oh, let me buy a shirt real quick.
Who doesn't want that?
It's a dub.
100%.
20,000 people buy it for a dub.
What if you like got into like cut and sew? Like, what type of shit would you want to
If I go cut and sew, I want to sell limited pieces. I ain't dealing with that shit.
Right.
It's 12 pieces.
Right.
They
Super-
$5K.
Right.
We not talking no more. Like, you see the price.
Speaks for itself. Yeah. 100%.
T-shirts over there, baby. They're 35. you want that? You want that? That shit took 6 months.
Yeah.
Some hands and some. I think there's still some blood from her hands on there on the brim. You feel me? Relax.
Word. Yeah, noted. I just like, I know
It's
you
hand embroidered.
That shit's fire too. I mean, it's going crazy.
That's gangsta.
Hand embroidered.
It's crazy.
So yeah, bro. I mean, it's clear to me how dedicated you are to this your craft and just this world that we're navigating. And so I know it's gonna pay off. And I see you on the Instagram stories just in the morning, straight ready to record. Like that's a different type of hunger. And so, I just want to give you your flowers and thank you for rocking with us, showing us love, and know that whatever we can do in return, I'll always give it back. So much love.
Post this as soon as possible. That's what y'all can do.
100%. Yeah.
As soon as possible. I want to promote it.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, this is episode 2, Play It By Ear Radio. I'm your host, Laz. I'm here with the one and only Huey Briss. In your words, it's not about how good you do, it's about how long you do good. And much love. See you next time. Peace.